Dear friends, we're coming to the conclusion of an amazing forum that we have held over the last couple of days. Let me, and I am going to close this event having with me two distinguished personalities who have contributed significantly, not only to Greek shipping, but to global shipping through their long career, but also through their involvement with the international organizations. Mr. Papagiannopoulos has been the president of BIMCO from 2017 to 2019, the largest organization, industry organization, and Mr. Platsidakis has been for a long time, from 2012 to 2018, the president, the chairman of INTERCARGO. So both of these gentlemen have had an institutional impact on the footprint of the industry besides their own career as ship owners. But before I turn over to them, let me make a few remarks. Capital Link is hosting events. Thankfully, we have been very quick to adapt to the new dynamics. So our global events that we used to host physically in China, in London, in Singapore, and New York, and so on, now the majority of them have been delivered online. In all of our events, our panels are usually comprised of industry captains from various nationalities. Last week, we had in New York an amazing conference, the 12th New York Maritime Forum, and there we had 48, if I remember well, listed shipping companies at CEO level, companies listed in Milan, in Oslo, in New York, everywhere. But this event that we hosted over these last 2 days has been very different. This event has been held within the context of the Posidonia Web Forums Week. Posidonia is the largest trade show, trade exposition in the world, with a huge number of activities around it, and it is designed to pay tribute to Greek shipping. Therefore, we also hosted our event now online, and we made our event tailored to pay tribute to Greek shipping. I believe for the first time, we had panels that featured exclusively Greek ship owners, principals, who shared their insight with a global audience. Greek ship owners, Greek shipping, commands the largest share of the global fleet. Therefore, by their sheer percentage of ownership, Greeks are the global industry leaders, and therefore they are deemed to know what they're doing. And therefore, I'm sure that, as we have seen, a huge audience around the world would like to share into what these Greek industry captains are thinking about the future of the industry. Furthermore, I would like to say that Greek shipping has been contributing greatly, not only to the economy and society of Greece, but also to the economy of many other countries around the world. Think about it, Greek ship owners are major clients of Japanese, Chinese, Korean shipyards, of lots of banks around the world, insurance companies, suppliers. I mean, you go down the line, Greek shipping is giving business to a huge number of businesses around the world. And therefore, as we have seen, all of them wanted to hear what the Greek ship owners had to say. So over these last 2 days, we really had the opportunity to go through a variety of topics. We had a very emotional and insightful journey down memory lane with Mr. Fostanos, who gave us the history of Greek shipping and its development. We had an amazing panel also today on the contribution of Greek shipping to Greek society with the heads of the various foundations. And of course, we had the panels that discussed several of the industry topics like technology, environment, human resources, fleet renewal, and so on. So I'm humbled and delighted that we had significant debate and an amazing wealth of information that the panelists shared with the global audience. And now we'll turn it over to Mr. Papagiannopoulos and Mr. Platsidakis to have them give us their point of view from their tenure in the industry, and also, recap what we have been discussing over these last 2 days. So thank you, gentlemen, for being with me to close this event. I don't know who would like to go first.
Yes, I can. I want just to express my sincere gratitude for your contribution to our industry,
Well, thank you.
because capital on shipping is going to become, it tends to become an institution, and especially this particular capital link on Greek shipping, who has a global audience, is helping us to popularize and to narrate our story to a global audience. So a lot of people will understand that we are not pirates. We deserve to be first in the world, and how difficult and how important it is for us to live and work in this industry, in this fabulous industry, with all its difficulties and all its potential. Therefore, thank you very much once more, Nicolas and your colleagues, for giving us the opportunity to put forward our own narrative about shipping, about ourselves, about our country. And I think that with this opportunity, we may say a few more things. In conclusion, trying to summarize the whole picture of the fruitful last 2 days. John, would you like to make say something?
Nicola, thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this panel. It's a pleasure, certainly it's an honor. Congratulations to yourself and your team, as well as to the numerous panelists. It has been a highly successful two-day conference, well-structured, well-presented, and certainly a way towards what we may end up in the future, the teleconferences and tele-events. We enjoyed very fruitful discussions by highly regarded participants of high knowledge and intelligence. I want to say that over the years, I have heard the expression that we live in challenging times, and I was rejecting it, as it was used very often and very easily. Nevertheless, now I will adopt it, though, as I do believe that really we live in challenging days. Shipping is used to live with and survive the fluctuations of the market as influenced by various factors. But recently, in a very short period of time, COVID has arrived and it has made a difference. And what a difference. It has made a substantial and beyond any imagination negative impact on all world economies and the day-to-day of billions of people. Unavoidably, shipping has been severely affected. Another challenge, though, for shipping is the rapid enhancement of technology, and shipping has to take it into serious consideration for the impact it will have on existing ships as well as new buildings. An additional parameter, as we discussed thoroughly during the two-day conference, is the environmental regulations and environmental objectives. Certainly, the objective of all is to safeguard the environment. Shipping, we have to make it clear to non-shipping people, that has been very respectful for the preservation and protection of the environment because the sea is where it functions and lives in. Also, it has to comply with various international and regional laws and regulations. Although there is room for improvement in this aspect, we have to make conscious efforts to make the regulators and the public, which is very important, aware that unless all peripheral participants, such as charterers, CPOs, engine manufacturers, bunkers, suppliers, etc., take an active role, it is deemed, otherwise, it is deemed to fail. Looking at Greek shipping, what enhances optimism for the future is its wide base, Some 650 ship management companies operate in the wider Athens area and manage in excess of 4,000 ocean-going ships. It is its adaptability to ever-changing market conditions, its commitment to cost efficiency, and the provision of quality services. The fact that it does not depend on any financial support and assistance, such as loans or subsidies, and INTERCARGO's preference from the Greek states gives it the push to do its best and fight for the successful future. Of course, retaining the first rank in the worldwide shipping is a challenge, and due care should be given to it as an ongoing concern. Concluding, I want to say that through the various discussions over the last 2 days, you have managed to present the various dimensions of Greek shipping, not in terms of size, not only in terms of quality service, not in terms of huge commitment, but also in terms of being very environmentally concerned. As my predecessor said, regulations are a problem, could be a problem, but we don't refer to practical regulations that will have a positive impact in the environment. We are very concerned about impractical regulations that they don't address the reality. This is where we should all focus upon.
Yanni, you made, thank you very much for everything you've said. And I will stand at the last point that you made. Greeks are very environmentally, Greek ship owners are very environmentally friendly. And it is important to say that they also can be environmentally friendly because they have one of the youngest fleets in the world. There is a misperception out there in the market. Misperception number one, that the Greek shipping is not environmentally friendly. And number two, that they are not environmentally friendly because they run older ships. Both of those misperceptions, I hope, have been addressed very clearly during this forum, because Greek shipping today, and you can affirm it, runs one of the most modern and advanced fleets in the world. And therefore, when you have a very modern fleet, it's actually easy to be environmentally friendly because you are very well positioned. I hope you agree with me.
If I rephrase a little bit, Nicolas, it's not a matter, in my opinion, it's not a matter of the age of the fleet. We shouldn't forget that Exxon Valdez was the youngest vessel under the American flag when it ended up in Alaska. It's the quality, it's the commitment to what ship owners are doing. And I don't think that they do have another option. The reason I say that is because of the easiness of the information, of the flow of information internationally. If you do have a problem, this problem is known to every corner of the world within seconds. So you cannot afford, it's not only a matter of I like the sea, I love the sea, I want to be the best, etc. Is that you cannot afford a mistake. You cannot afford bad reputation, you cannot afford an accident. Correct. It is the competitiveness and the openness of the market that makes the difference. And this is where Greek shipping has the ability, and it does so in excellence.
Absolutely. Tasso, I see that you're gearing up to say something.
Yes, I would like to stress some things in a more, to put things in a more broad perspective, because as John said in the beginning, we are living in very challenging times. And I think that we are facing a unique combination of difficulties and challenging potentials for shipping. I would say that I'll just name them. I'm not going to go in depth. Don't be worried, because I'm not going to consume all the time. But I would like to stress, first of all, there is the pandemic. Second, there is the deglobalization, which is very important at this stage. Then there is the superpower competition, which is a bit different than it was in the past. There is the movement from the fossil fuels to new to a new kind of fuels that we don't know yet. And finally, on top of that, there is a war of civilizations at the moment between the various, mainly caused by, let's say, a part of the Islamic countries, which is beyond any comprehension. But at the moment, I think that facing all these challenges, there are opportunities, because under this pressure, very few communities in shipping will be able to stand up, to face the risks, and to develop and survive, develop and thrive. I think that we can do that. I would like to, and finally, having said that about the general things, which is the geopolitical framework, I would like to stress a few things about shipping, summarizing what has been said these 2 days. It seems that we have to face protectionism, which is a very serious problem, and it is a result of deglobalization. Fortunately, demand and supply in terms of new buildings and existing fleet, the side of supply is quite promising, although the demand is a big question mark, because all these things which affect the international trade, there is a shortage of finance for shipping, which is a bit strange, because at this moment the returns on capital, the yield, and the yields on bonds are very, very low. And one wonders why the international finance community is so stringent when it concerns shipping. And there are also the green technologies, which are going to have a serious impact on our industry, but we don't know which are going to be. I think that in summary, what the people said these 2 days is that if we really want to tackle the problem of the environmental protection, slow steaming is the way to do that. In a nutshell, it's a challenging environment. Shipping is going to suffer, has suffered up to now, because the first 6 months of this year were terrible for everybody involved in this sector, apart from the tankers, which had a very short spell of very good market. And it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to, let's say, to test our capacity to survive. I'm quite hopeful. And finally, I want to finish with Greece and the potentials for the country, not only for shipping, but the impact shipping can have on the country, because now Greece is a frontier of the West, and it's a gate for the European Union. This has upgraded the position of Greece in the geopolitical framework. Shipping, which is a really international industry, can give to this country with this new dimension, which has acquired due to a lot of geopolitical factors, the dynamism which needs to transform its economy. But unfortunately, up to now, although I have to accept the last two governments were very friendly to shipping, and I don't want to play politics on that, we don't have a coherent strategy to exploit the potentials of shipping in this country. And if we compare Greece with Cyprus, we'll realize how far behind we are and how little we have exploited the real opportunities that we have. I stop here because I have talked too long, and I finished. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yanni, before any final comment from you?
Positive comments, I would say, about the future. Optimism is there, challenges are there. As far as shipping, worldwide shipping is concerned, I don't see a problem because there is no substitute for this function. The world economy cannot perform without shipping, and shipping does not have a substitute. In terms of Greek shipping, I'm also very, very positive, very optimistic, because of, as we said before, because of its adaptability. We all have to prepare, though, for new regulations that are coming up, and there is no room to maneuver within it.
I know that one of your favorite topics is regulation, and favorite topic in terms of saying that too much is too much. And you're famous for saying we are ending up managing regulations rather than managing ships.
I had forgotten that. Thank you for reminding me.
Can I add something?
Of course.
The point with regulation is the authority who works out and then looks after the application of the regulations. And unfortunately, our opinion, the opinion of the real people who work in this industry, are not taken seriously. Other people, as other speakers in the other panels have mentioned before, very, very correctly, other people decide about shipping without knowing about shipping. A lot of environmental interests have a very big impact on the decision making. A lot of, let's say, sectional interests, which do not have a strategic view of shipping, speak about shipping. This is very bad. It's detrimental to the development of the industry, and it's going to create, if they continue without any consultation with the real people of shipping, they are going to create a chaos which will be paid by the consumers of mainly the developed countries and the producers of the developing world.
Indeed. So I would like to thank you both. I am surprised that after 2 days and a very long day today, we still have robust attendance for our closing remarks. Obviously, you're very liked and respected, and that's why people came to hear what you have to say in closing. So thank you to both very much.
Thank you very much, Nicolas.
I wish you the best. Take care with try to protect yourself from the COVID-19.
That is a common goal for all of us.
Okay.
Bye.